A little over a month ago now, we had a discussion about Vanguard's content offering, though this was pre-season 1, maybe even pre-shipment. I can't remember off the top of my head which date that came through, but we talked about the things that were surprisingly missing within Vanguard at that point. That, however, was right after the launch of the game, and some things may be understandable more than others. Now, though, nearing the 2-month mark since launch, we're still missing a handful of things, and honestly, really large things at that I kind of figured we'd have some information on, if not things that were completely added by now. So today I want to follow up by talking about a handful of things that are still missing within Vanguard. So as we go along, let me know your thoughts down below. What surprised you the most that we haven't seen added to the game? Maybe it's something on this list, or maybe it's something that you thought of for yourself that isn't quite discussed here. Whatever the case, drop your thoughts down below. But if you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, drop a like on the video, and if you're new to the channel, do be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all things Vanguard, Warzone, and anything COD related. 2022 is bound to be a big year through all things COD, and we're on the road to 500,000 subscribers. So if you're part of that nearly 70% of viewers who are not subscribed, you'd like to stay up to date with all things Vanguard, Warzone, and what is likely coming Modern Warfare 2 content in 2022, I'd love to have you in the community. That said, let's jump right into it. Firstly, one of the big things that's seen the resurgence in discussion here as to missing content is League play. From a competitive standpoint, the community that follows that religiously, and also those that just play the game more frequently than just the weekend warriors, the why isn't it here discussion is something that's been revitalized as of recently. Especially with some of the announcements coming out of the CDL as of late, it seems like things are just, well, not being looked at as seriously as they should be. For whatever reason, Call of Duty hasn't had a League play launch with the game since Black Ops 3, which was 6 years ago. Black Ops Cold War's League play launched in February. Modern Warfare didn't have a League play and only had CDL playlists and private matches. Black Ops 4's World League rank system launched in February of its main year of support. World War II's ranked play launched in December shortly after its launch. Infinite Warfare had MLG Game Battles integration, but that wasn't introduced until May of its main year of support, and then Black Ops 3 had Arena at launch. So, for whatever reason, competitive and the associated content has kind of shifted to not be something that we normally see at launch, but instead something a little later on down the line. If I were to guess, it's just like seasons, something that's pushed back a little bit later to create another peak of interest during the 12 months of a mainline support for a Call of Duty title, whereas if people had it from launch, they may not come back. I'm not saying that I agree with that, but I would wager that's the air quote logic behind it. Lately though, we've seen the competitive integrations have followed closely with League matches, the launch of new seasons for the CDL, and of course now with the CDL being a relegated franchise league operated by a wing of Activision and the official rights holders of Call of Duty. So it's Call of Duty now managing the Call of Duty League. It's not just open tournaments and majors hosted by third parties like MLG and the COD World League that we'd seen in the past, whether that be for better or for worse, but we've seen these sort of happen in conjunction with the new seasons of each year. The CDL did recently just announce that the CDL 2022 season's format, changes, and initial schedule with the Kickoff Classic were all starting up as a preseason matchup on the 21st of January, and then opening weekend of the 2022 season would be starting on February 4th. So if I'm giving an educated guess, at the earliest, I say we see League play maybe added in with Season 1 Reloaded. Though right now, I wouldn't actually go with that one. I'd say the more conservative and better bet here to say is that it would be something that launches with Season 2 right before that opening weekend kickoff. Season 1's timing, assuming nothing changes, with that publicly seen Battle Pass countdown timer, looks to start on the 1st of February. So could be something introduced right before the League kicks off this year and with a major game introduction associated with it. Personally for me, I hope it's sooner rather than later. League play is always fun if done properly, but we'll have to see how things work out. Next up, the next thing that is still surprisingly missing is a proper zombies round-based map. Now, zombies this year, well, it's not great in terms of overall content-wise, the amount of things we have on offer, and what we did get didn't quite hit the mark. As someone who likes to think of myself as a creative that is thinking outside the box for some things here, I'm always appreciative of people trying to not pigeonhole themselves. I mean, you do the same thing year after year after year after year, that has to be grueling, and when you look to reinvent yourself through something like Outbreak last year and what we have this year, I can respect it, but I don't think it has the same replayability, same grandeur and challenge as a traditional round-based map. That's something that, as a result, I don't like it too much, even though I do respect the attempt there. Maybe I'm out of my element here, but I played a lot of zombies all the way up until Black Ops 4, from the inception with World at War, where it was a campaign completion Easter egg, then kind of fell out of touch with it a bit in Black Ops 4, came back in Cold War for a bit, but this year hasn't grabbed me at all. A big part of that is the round-based maps here. And I'm sure that I'm not alone in that thinking, but also it feels like what we got is just kind of an overall blueprint for something that isn't complete. It just doesn't feel whole. I guess if we're looking on the bright side for a silver lining, Firebase Z took a while being introduced in the Season 1 Reloaded update with Black Ops Cold War, so it's possible we get an upcoming map here if some of the patterns follow suit, but not having heard anything just yet, it's a little concerning to say the least. Next up, one other thing that still to this day surprises me that we have not seen is weapon inspection. Weapon inspection has been a key part and a fundamental piece of the customization in years past here with Call of Duty, and especially with things like the blueprints and the gunsmith systems in play. With so much customization, so many different unique subsets of guns you could make and different creations, showing those off has been something that has been, well, a big part of that. And also, whenever you have things that are custom tailored to specific builds, like blueprints in the shop, that's something that, whether you want to believe it or not, is something that shows off and advertises those things a little further. So especially when it comes down to the money-making side of things like that, weapon inspects not being introduced here within Vanguard just yet, and even the Vanguard weaponry within Warzone has been something that's been perplexing to me. Now, I have seen a few things data mined where it seems like some weapons do have inspect animations in the game files, but those looking to be more so specific to Mastercraft weapons and not overall inspect animations, which wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to me. But with so much emphasis on this kind of stuff, again, in customization and also on the money-making side of things, I'm very surprised we've not seen weapon inspections come just yet within Vanguard. Now, it is something that I think this was added in mid-year for Modern Warfare as well, so that could be something, again, in the future we do see it, but again, I'd rather see it sooner rather than later. Another big one here that I'm still amazed we haven't heard anything on just yet is leaderboards. I know it's not for everybody. I don't really care too much about leaderboards, but for those that do like leaderboards, people love to grind those. It's a great way to show off where you stack up in the global populace of the player base, and for a lot of people, that is something that is their main goal every single year. So while we have progression, you can see where you rank up in your military ranks, your seasonal ranks, your clan ranks, your customization and everything like that one, and even your records to some degree, even though it's only your combat record and your medals, you can't actually see where you stack up even just against your friends, let alone the entire world. That being something that is so fundamental and so integral to every Call of Duty every single year. Very surprised we still haven't seen that one, and again, hopefully we get that. I don't quite know. The next one, just because I'm petty, we're still missing a proper way to unlock atomic camo. Now, I'm sure you've seen what atomic looks like on your guns already, because earlier, whenever the game launched, there was that bug that you could place any camo on any weapon. You could change your clan tag to the developer-specific clan tags and things like that, but right now, after those have been patched, if you're on the grind, you still cannot, as of the time of recording this and uploading, get atomic legitimately. There are a couple of camos that do not track, whether it be your STG camos if you ranked it up in Warzone, or things like your Panzerfaust challenges, destroying 3 streaks in one game 30 times challenge, not tracking at all. Whatever the case, you just cannot get atomic yet. Which, not gonna lie, after almost 2 months is incredibly depressing, frustrating, a whole mix of emotions here that I just want to get this camo, man. And I know a lot of people are a lot farther and a lot closer than I, so they deserve it. Now, the final thing that I'll talk about here in terms of things still missing is one that may be hit or miss depending on who you ask. It might not be something that is a major thing missing, but that being a proper weapon tuning pass. Either it's a testament to the overall balancing design of all of the weapons in Vanguard from the start, or a lack of interest in shifting the meta at all since launch, but we've only seen smaller weapon tuning updates go out, fixing broken things like bugged stacking of things like your caliber conversion rounds and things like vital. Things like those were fixed, but nothing really in terms of the overall sweeping design and balance for weapons across the board has been changed to Vanguard just yet. That's something that every single year, we normally see that once or twice within the first month at least for each game that goes out. Balancing is usually a major problem here, and outside of a couple of weapons that still just seem to be sort of main meta, I don't know if it comes down to, again, the overall balance of the game, or if it's something that there's just no interest in shaking things up. But right now, we're still waiting on a major weapon tuning pass, and a proper one at that affects the majority of weapons. So that said, we'll see when these are added, if ever. There's still a big question mark, but I guess on the bright side, it seems like since our last discussion, some of this has already started to be chipped away at, some things already being introduced. The custom blueprint creation and ability to save your own custom blueprints is something that has been changed and added since then. At least right now, we're seeing some progress, though I'd hope to see it at some faster pace here. Once everybody gets back from the holidays, things start getting kicked into gear, but for right now, that's where we're at. So that said, that's where we're gonna wrap the video up. Before we go though, make sure to check out my friends over at Gamer Advantage, still having that 20% off discount for you guys. So if you guys want to invest in your vision health at all, get the best blue light glasses on the market. Links in the description below. But that said, let me know your thoughts down below. Are you guys looking forward to anything, thinking anything else is missing that we may have missed? Whatever the case, drop it down below. But if you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, drop a like on the video. And of course, if you are new to the channel, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Vanguard, all things Warzone, anything COD related. We got you covered on the channel. So if you're interested, I'd love to have you in the community. That said, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.